Greetings, everyone. My name is Jesse, and this is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the debut of something called, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, Doki Doki Literature Club. We have two songs from the channel Team Salvato. We have Sayo-nara, with a hyphen in the middle, Sayo-nara. And then we have the credit song, which is Your Reality. And I noticed there's a character just like disappearing on one of these. I don't know anything about Doki Doki Literature Club, although looking at it, there's a big hunch that this is a visual novel just by staring at it, which is fine. I do visual novel stuff too. Oh, and I should mention that this was voted on by my Patreon members to be included in VGM Vibes 7, where I'll be doing a episode of video game songs that are spooky themed or Halloween themed or something like that. So that's interesting looking at this and then getting voted on a spooky thing. But here we go. This is requested by Susasha. We're starting off with Sayo-nara, which is the one that was voted for. Don't know anything about the composers. Oh my god, these have so many views. Wow, 28 million views between them both. Okay, I don't know the composer, but this is Sayo-nara, aka Goodbye. Oh, we got a moving. It's definitely going in and out of the key, so that's nice. It sounds more chaotic than spooky, but I guess that falls in line with it. It's a short song too. The arpeggio reminds me of, what is it, Canon in D? And then that sounds totally off. Clearly there's a reason why, though. It's not just negligence on the composer. It's probably the complete opposite. It's very, very intended. It's quite melodic, though. Ooh, I just noticed something. Is that supposed to be the number 8 as the two O's? Or is that just coincidence? I don't want to look up anything on this game, or whatever this is. As soon as I saw the thumbnail, I was like, I'll just let you guys explain. Oh, it's almost over. You know what? Maybe chaos wasn't the right word, but creepy. It's definitely creepy. So again, for those that don't know, every month I do another series called VGM Vibes, and I talk about themed songs. We've done different elements, different biomes, and eventually as the series goes on, we'll get into more like mood stuff and very specific moments. But you know, it's October, spooky season, so I'm going with a spooky themed episode, and I've got a lot of suggestions, and then from suggestions it turns into votes, and this got a lot of votes. I forgot how many, but quite a bit. And I'm surprised they even had a request for it, for well, I should phrase that. This one, this song we just heard, Wasn't requested for, but it was suggested, and then people voted for it. But I did have a long-standing request already in my backlog for the next song, so it was already kind of already in there. So, I left the doors wide open as far as what a spooky theme entails. It could go from ambient to cartoony to quite haunting and scary, visceral. And I seem to be getting the whole assortment here because now we're getting into the emotionally creepy stuff where it's unsettling. So this episode's already like shaping to be one of the best because there's just all aspects of it, which is what I wanted, you know. There's so many ways one theme can go, which is the thing about the Vibe series. Like so many things, like for example, the snow episode. It wasn't just snow levels. It was snow. It was cold, feeling metaphorically, and ice, all that stuff. So it's like a mixed thing. But when I saw this and got a lot of votes, I was like, what the heck is this? Doki Doki or Doki Doki? I don't know if that means something. And the reason I think it's a visual novel is one, it says literature club, but also just by this style of thumbnail, I've done a handful of visual novels here, and that's exactly what they look like. So, let me know. So this is very interesting because it's definitely creepy. It's a very artistic kind of creepy, very planned out, methodical. And it just seems to be a very uncomfortable moment going in and out of the key, really, I think it was a glockenspiel or whatever the music box sounding instrument was. It clearly wasn't tuned or it sounded broken or something like that, it sounded like a broken toy. It had this adolescent feel too, like a kind of baby-like sound, like a lullaby. That's the word I'm thinking of. And it just was just floating in this really like this should be a pretty song, but it's being constantly like invaded by these notes. But then it goes back into this really nice thing. The vocals are really nice. But yeah, this to me sounds more of a I'm gonna change my opinion again. This is the third time. So I went from chaotic at first to then creepy. So now it sounds more nightmarish. I would imagine a sound like this to be playing during a nightmare, like say a phobia. You're in bed and then all of a sudden you see like killer clowns or something, because it does sound kind of clown-like, with the sounds. I don't know, I can't explain it, but it's just not what I was expecting looking at this. So I was very confused from the moment I clicked the thumbnail because I'm like, what? And then the title, Sayo-nara, means goodbye, peace. And why is it split? Why is there a hyphen in Sayo-nara? So many questions. So many questions. But unlike most episodes where I sometimes ask the audience what's going on, you can tell me if you want, but I'm going to find out. And this one I have to find out because I have to speak about it in that episode where I talk about the songs in depth after I've heard them. So eventually I'm going to find out what's happening here. So, yeah. Well, that was definitely unsettling. And honestly, very fitting. Very fitting for the theme that I'm going for. So, thank you, voters. 8 million views on that guy. We move on to the credits, and we've added another girl who's missing from this one. Your reality credits. Okay. Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's the end of the game. Or, I don't know. Do people call visual novels games? Is that a weird thing to say? Okay. This is going to be interesting. I have to put myself in a mind state. It's not just clicking play for me. I have to put myself in a mind state of I've just went through all these hours of completing this thing. And here we are at the end. You know what I mean? So I have to kind of... Your reality. Picturing the slow text coming up. Music sounds great though.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you.
It's like the opposite of the other song.
In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you.
It's cute.
The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices,
I'm getting two feelings here.
What will it take
I'll explain later.
just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
The power of the major key though, like, do you feel that difference? The other song felt like it was pulling, and this one feels like it's kind of like pushing towards you in a nice way.
Have I found everybody a fun assignment?
These two songs together feel so different.
When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
This is really nice.
When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will
That
it
note is
take
weird.
just for me to have it all?
I love that the piano is following her vocal cadence. That's pretty cool. Triangle. The only thing I feel right now is like a humongous whiplash. 180.
Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me?
Oh, that was poetic.
Is it love if I take your is it love if I set you free?
Sounds like it could be a play. Theater.
The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality? And in your reality,
A lot of metaphors.
if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
Oh, this is giving me like a very bittersweet feeling. Of course. Of course. You gotta end like that. Wow. Not only was this a first impression, but it felt like two completely different sections. I don't know at what point Sayo-nara plays. But maybe not too far. You know, it's goodbye. But maybe this goodbye happens earlier. I don't know. That was really catchy. I feel like this is one of those songs where you can't help but get it stuck in your head. I have no choice. That's going to get stuck in my head forever. There's a lot of songs I forget. Not because they're bad, but because I listen to so many. There's no way that's ever leaving my, you know, my cerebral cortex. It's just going to lodge itself in forever. Da 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 da. You know what that reminded me of? In the 90s, I think was his peak popularity. I could be wrong, but Randy Newman. You got a friend in me. That guy also did James and the Giant Peach. I think that movie's so underrated. I should watch that again. Anyways, but you know, he's that style. I don't even know what that style is called, but just the very like swingy vocal style where it's playful. I didn't catch all the lyrics, but they were very... It was obviously meant to be very clear and heard. I caught some metaphors in there, something about the ink in the bottle. Seemed to be a lot of emphasis on like writing notes or writing something. Again, literature club. At first it gave me a feeling, but then it went away. And that feeling was, it was a 50-50 of this feels... Well, it felt like a letter to someone. But at first it felt like a nice letter. And then the lyrics got a little odd to the point where the context then swung into a maybe kind of stalker or like like a chaotic note or something, you know, like "Why don't you love me" kind of thing. But that kind of went away after a while, and it circled back into like a nice thing. It felt like overall like a very nice song. So yeah, completely different feel from the last one, and it feels, yeah, just bittersweet, you know. This one says right here, I don't know if you can see on the bottom left, it says number 13 in your reality. So if there's only 13 songs in this, it's a pretty short experience. Because the last one was 10, I just realized that. So 10 and 13. I find, I really want to look it up if it is a visual novel. I don't know. I'm not getting game from this. Does it say in the description? Oh, there's lyrics here. Should I read these? I'm tempted. Oh look, YouTube is recommending me my own videos, that's nice. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality? In your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be. Apparently the dog's like that. So, okay. So maybe it wasn't as that little hint of chaotic. Something feels off though. Something feels like odd here because looking at this image, I'm definitely judging a book by its cover because I have no choice. I only have the thumbnail with this. And this fact that this was voted on a spooky episode, something's off. Like something just feels weird, you know, it's all bright and pink. The song was all bubbly and everything, but the song right before that was Goodbye, and it sounded like just bad. Not bad. Like I like the song, but you know what I mean? It just sounded like clearly to make you like nails on a chalkboard kind of thing. I'm so confused, but I'm so interested. So that's all I got for this, really. Let me know who the composer was, who the singer was. But in just a few, moments or days, I will be diving into this to find out the exact context. Not about the credits. So feel free to elaborate on the credits. But I will be looking up where Sayo-nara plays and what's going on there, so I can talk about it. So it's going to be interesting seeing the context of me reacting to it and then talking about it a couple days later. So cool. Thank you to Sasha, and thank you to all the voters and the people that suggested. I'll see you in VGM Vibes 7 for Halloween. Thank you to all my patrons here. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Take it easy.